Hey guys, today we're going to be breaking down Valorant's newest cinematic called Incursion. Based on what I know, at least from Marvel shows and movies, an incursion occurs when the boundaries between two universes erodes and they collide, destroying one or both entirely. But before I go more into that, let's start off with this trailer.
미안. 오늘은 어묵 남은 게 없네.
Here, Jett is just apologizing for not having any fish cakes to give the kitty. We also see the heart Jett spray in the background as well. After Jett has been shot and dashes away, she pulls out a knife that looks very similar to the player card found in her contract. It is written Han Sunwoo, Jett's real name. So we're starting things off with the night when Alpha Jett battled Omega Jett in Korea, leaving the area in a pretty bad state. Since this is a dream sequence, we don't know how much of this is canon to the official lore and story to Valorant. Since dreaming about an event isn't the same thing as watching a video footage of an event happening, our brains can add a lot of hyperbole or fantasy to things that never really happen. It gives them a little bit of wiggle room if they ever want to change things, I guess. And if you want to know more about Alpha and Omega agents and Earth, I made a whole video on that, which you can watch after this one. Here, I want to point out that she wakes up with a mark on her body. It kind of reminds me of the time when one of the devs mentioned in the lore/art Discord that there are some physical differences between both Alpha and Omega counterparts. And I guess this is one of the differences that they wanted to point out to us. So keep an eye on that in the future if you ever get confused about if you're watching Omega or Alpha Jett. And I guess this will make ours and Clove's lives a little bit easier.
You know what? If one of those lookalikes came over here and pretended to be one of you, I'm not sure I'd be able to tell the difference.
Thanks to the fine people in the lore/art Discord, we know that Jett's shirt basically just says LOL, which I guess could be short for laughing out loud or League of Legends. We know that KJ does play League based on past trailers.
Hello, Killjoy here. I am so excited for Arcane. If you couldn't already tell, I'm a bit of a League fanatic.
Also in the background, we see a picture of Jett cooking, as well as a picture of what seems to be Sage, Neon, Jett. And this third person, I'm not entirely sure. I mean, I guess you can say Phoenix, but the clothes and the hair doesn't really match what Phoenix wears. If you zoom up, there's a little bit of blue detail on the jacket, which is nothing like Phoenix's jacket. And looking like mine, the man's rocking a pretty big forehead, possibly even bigger than Phoenix's ego.
Think Brimstone's running drills again?
That or he forgot his password.
That's not possible, right?
This is what we've trained for, people. Omega Incursion.
Where?
Everywhere.
This is the same cup that KJ used in Arcane Season 1's promo. It was most likely a gift from Raze since it has the picture of Brazil on it. What is interesting is that we're seeing less Omega agents attacking Alpha Earth's points of interest, and at times still winning. Imagine taking a 5v2L. Not great for the team's mental for sure. This map shows the location of some agents, where Astra is most likely on Alpha Lotus and Clove is on Abyss, while Reyna is most likely in Mexico, looking over her sanctuary for Radiants who have been persecuted for their abilities. Here we see the location of every playable map in Valorant currently. Sunset is in LA, California. Fracture is north of Santa Fe, New Mexico. Breeze is in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. Abyss is in Yangmayan, part of Norway. Bind is in Morocco. Ascent is in Italy. Haven is in Bhutan. Split is in Tokyo, Japan. Icebox is in a Russian island. And Lotus is in India. And this gives us a good idea that we're watching Alpha Earth's POV, because Lisbon, Portugal isn't highlighted for Pearl on the map, since the geodomes only exist in Omega Earth.
The old man laid out the plan. Now all we gotta do is show them how to do it with style.
Hold them to their grave!
mine.
This is the second time we've seen a spike detonation, and both times involving Phoenix. I wonder what would happen to this location, seeing how like spike detonations and just Radiant Night explosions in general have a history of changing the environment. We've seen it on Ascent as well as Sunset.
Alright, agents. Let's make them regret ever stepping foot onto our Earth.
On Ascent, we have Omega, Jett, and Viper versus Alpha, Deadlock, Jett, Skye, Fade, and Cypher. On Icebox, we have Omega, Raze, Fade, Omen versus Alpha, Phoenix, Gecko, ISO, Neon, and Chamber. Sunset is Omega, Yoru, Skye, Cypher, and ISO versus Alpha, Breach, Brim, KJ, Raze, and KO. I wonder if the fact that there are more Omega agents at certain locations means that it's more valuable and important to them. Maybe there's just more Radiant Night at these places, or we didn't see the other Omega agents fighting in this cinematic trailer.
Let's go!
It's about time. Let's finish this.
And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, an incursion event is when two worlds collide, which is happening throughout the cinematic. But it also reminds me of this Fade voice line.
Brimstone, the nightmare came to me with a vision. Different from the rest, I saw the walls holding our world together fall apart. I felt the wind go still. I could smell the bitterness of blood and bile. I heard small, uncertain voices crying out, and I could taste the fear. There was so much of it, like the whole planet had fever. So I climbed. This tall cliff. It was jagged as bone, stretching up, dizzying. But with broken fingers, I reached the top and saw the end of our time. A silent window, stretching over the ocean, filled with dead faces. And then I woke up. Brimstone, I have seen many things in my line of work, but we must not let this come to pass.
This has me thinking that we're getting even closer to that dreaded dream that Fade had. I do want to point out that it's pretty crazy to see Cypher just let Alpha Jett take a 1v1 with her counterpart. Like, I kind of understand why she has so much animosity towards them, seeing how her life got changed upside down and is wanted on Alpha Earth as well.
Brim, Breach is on me about laying low again. I can't do this anymore. I don't care how many times Cypher needs to scrub my face off the web. I'm going out like everyone else. I know for a fact he can make it happen if you fund it. Look, I get why Omen and KO can't leave. I feel bad, I do. But they're unique cases. I'm young. I should be out there living my life. I just want to eat inside of a restaurant or enjoy a morning run without a stupid disguise. Why should I act like a criminal in hiding when I did nothing wrong? Seoul, Italy, none of that was my fault. If that little from Omega had just left me alone, if she gets to go out in her world, I'm going out in mine.
On the flip side though, I don't quite understand Omega Jett's obsession with her counterpart, you know? Seeing how she's the one who kind of started all this beef, the only thing I could think of is the fact that Jett in general is a very competitive person. So maybe that has something to do with it.
I know your tricks, Wind Girl. You're not faster than me. Their Jett has nothing on me. I got her. They brought Neon? Huh. She's fast. But can she fly? Nope.
Overall, this is everything that I could find. Let me know down below if I miss anything. Till then, stay safe, and I'll be yapping in the next one.